name is Justin Akadonye. Well, Nigerians during the Christmas period faced hellish, harrowing experience at the filling stations, all staying there in long queues to purchase fuel. And in the wake of all of that, we were hearing things from different quarters that there might be an increase in fuel, pump price of fuel. Back and forth, there have been argument, counter-argument, and Nigerians are actually at the middle of all of this. That's what we'll be looking on the show. This morning, we'll be looking at the fuel subsidy saga. What exactly is happening? Uche is here.
All right, Uche Onyekwuje is the name, and like Justin has rightly told you, we'll be looking at fuel subsidy saga. And of course, we're not alone in the studio, as we'll be meeting with National Secretary of IPMAN in Abuja, as well as another guest in Ibadan. But before then, we have a studio guest, the person of Kayode Ekundayo, publisher, Energy Times. Good morning, sir, and welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so this whole thing, I like to call it hula baloo about fuel subsidy, everything. A whole lot of people are still confused about what subsidy actually means. I think we should start with that. What exactly is subsidy? And what did Jonathan mean when he said he removed subsidy?
Okay, thank you very much. The issue of subsidy has been a long challenge for Nigerians, and we have been on it now for quite 40, 30 years. And what subsidy actually meant is when government is paying certain amount of money to make fuel available to the public for consumption. And that is actually what, when we are not paying the actual price for what we are consuming, that is what subsidy. Subsidy can apply to any other aspect of our consumption, but because petrol is what is very volatile, and to that extent, in fact, it's political volatile, and that's why government is subsidizing, looking for every aspect of economy to make sure that Nigerians doesn't suffer for it, and making sure that it's available. And the issue of subsidy, as I said, has been on the government. In fact, it has been a challenge for government to ensure that Nigerians actually pay for the actual price of petrol, because if you look at the geographical location of Nigeria, we know that it's easier for people in the southwest to get fuel at a reasonable price than people in the east. Even in the east, if you look at the Warri, those are areas where you have refineries. Kaduna, they can get, but when you get into Maiduguri, some other aspect of the northern part of the country, there is possibility that what they will pay, if we actually remove subsidy, will be quite higher than what people in southwest are paying, because we are close to the import vessel, whereby you can easily dispose to the depot and get it to the outlet.
Okay, but what exactly is the issue right now? Let's look at it from what happened during the Christmas period, even up till some days in the new year. A lot of people still had issues, buying fuel, even at the approved pump price of 145 naira to the liter.
Yes.
We heard in reports that oil marketers were accusing federal government of seeking to return fuel subsidy. What exactly is the issue? Is there any subsidy as we speak?
Yes, there is subsidy. In fact, NNPC is the one bearing the brunt of this. There is subsidy. We shouldn't deceive ourselves, and I'm very sure the government is not sincere when it's saying that subsidy, we won't pay subsidy, because we all know that when we have crude oil price at $45 per barrel, we are praying that the crude oil price should rise up so that we will get economic kickoff. We are forgetting that once the crude oil price rising up, it will affect what we consume in Nigeria, because our refinery is not working. We are forgotten when we are praying seriously that the economy should come back and the crude oil price will rise. And the crude oil price has risen now to almost $70 per barrel. Now we still want to be paying the same amount we are paying when crude oil price was at 35, 45, which is not possible.
So invariably, are you saying with this development, we should, or it's natural to expect an increase in pump price of fuel?
That is why, for a very long time, the industry players have been calling for the regulation of the sector. We don't need to pay subsidy. Honestly, this system is enough to settle the crisis on ground. But as I said, petrol, for instance, is a volatile and political systematic form of aligning with what is going on around the world. There is no way, which is very difficult for government, to deregulate the sector, especially allow fuel to be selling at any price the marketer likes. It's not possible because the people in the north will bear the brunt.
How?
That because you have to take it from here to the north. There is no way you can't pay the same price you are paying for instance in Kano with the price we are paying in Southwest when you have it from the port with a little distance to the filling station. But you have to truck it to Kano, to Maiduguri, and you still want to pay the same price you are paying under the regulation, which is not going to be likely possible. So government will make sure that this system we are operating, and you can see what the Minister of State for Petroleum has already said, that they are going to, they have declared emergency for the petroleum supply in the country, that it will work maybe for 18 months. And that's exactly what is likely to happen. They are waiting for Dangote refinery to come up, which is a private initiative. Okay. And at the same time, Dangote will not sell at a price which they are expecting.
Of course, he has to make profit. All right, we'll come and talk more about the refineries and the need for them to be working. But we are getting signals now from Ibadan. We are being joined by Comrade Olushola Ogundeiro. He's the chairman of the Trade Union Congress, TUC, in Oyo State. Now, Comrade, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us on Galaxy today. In the wake of the fuel subsidy saga, Nigerians are the ones suffering it all, because what we hear from, from reports is that the independent marketers are being accused of artificial scarcity. That was what happened during the Christmas period. Even to now, some people are still not buying at official price of 145 naira. You as a union, what exactly is your position on this?
Thank you very much. You see, even before I go into that, I want to ask certain pertinent question. Who actually approved that it is only NNPC that should be importing fuel? Who gave that authority? Who excluded the independent marketers? Then, who said that for a sensitive product like this, Forex should be sourced from the parallel market? If these two questions could be answered, we'll know where and how we can come out of the present problem we are facing with fuel. You see, what happened to our refineries? Who approved that we must first take out our crude for refining, and the end product will now be imported again? So, be that as it may, we have found ourselves in the problem. You see, the refining countries, their demand for petroleum products, especially PMS, is higher now. So we cannot expect that it will be what it used to be. And that is what I believe. You see, Nigeria, we are never prepared for the inevitable. And the inevitable is eating us hard. And as a trade union now, we are not holding the independent marketers responsible. We are holding our government that is never prepared for the inevitable responsible. I had said it, that who approved that it is only NNPC that should be importing fuel? Who approved that for independent marketers they should source their forex from the parallel or the open market? This is something that touches on the life of almost everybody in the country. And you just throw it to the forces of demand and supply just like that. So we are holding the government responsible. We are saying the government is insensitive. The government is not doing what it's supposed to do. The government doesn't have the love and the responsibility to take care of its citizenry. And they should do the needful. If those people, that from even the minister who happen to be the president, if they know they cannot do it, they should throw in the towel. This hardship is too much. Lives are being lost. especially during the festive period. It is uncalled for, and we are not happy about it. Our government should be responsive. They should be responsible.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. But still on this matter, after I can almost feel your pulse. You're really, really angry about this. But we know that in situations like this, there should be suggestions. What would you suggest that the government do at a time like this?
That is exactly what I have said. That our government is never ready. We are never prepared. We know that during the winter, since we don't have control over the finished product as at now, we bring in the finished product from foreign countries. And the demand for this, our product, from the refining countries is higher at this period. So the government is not responsive. The government is not looking ahead. It's not focused. It's not forward looking. I mean, this thing is almost every year. You know, during the winter, the request over there will increase. Look at, if you want to go into it, this is the same government that said there's nothing like subsidy and this and that. But we knew that when things like this happen, there will be need for subsidy. We were never prepared. That is the government. I don't know. I don't think we are having a government that we requested for in this country.
Since you don't have enough faith in the powers of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, the NNPC, to actually handle the issue of fuel importation, would you say, as a matter of fact, that it was better when Ipman and Momen were actually importing fuel by themselves?
If this is a rhetorical question, we can all see, we can all feel it. We know the inefficiency in the NNPC. So, involve other capable hands. You see, Nigerians, you will have seen something, that Nigerians are ready to pay for services that are rendered, but not for services that are not rendered. Nigeria will resist throwing their hard-earned money on services that are not rendered. So, we have all seen it, we are feeling it, that it was better when Ipman and Dapman were involved in fuel importation than only leaving it to the inefficient NNPC. NNPC that cannot maintain and assure us of our refineries working, NNPC that cannot assure us that this is how much we are producing in the country and this is our consumption, NNPC that cannot say this is the amount of fuel that we are being... Look, NNPC we know is rotting and is still rotting. So leaving it to a rotting establishment at NNPC is a very grave mistake on whoever that took that decision and whoever that sanctioned it.
We want to say many thanks to you, Comrade Olushola Ogodinran, Chairman, Trade Union Congress in Oyo State, for joining us on Galaxy today, for expressing your thoughts and your view on this fuel subsidy matters. We do appreciate it.
Okay. I think what he said concerning the NNPC, that the federal government is leaving importing of fuel to NNPC, I don't think he got it right. Okay. What actually happened was that allocation was made to the importers, that's Dapma, Moma. But unfortunately, they couldn't go ahead for that importation because they don't have the required forex to do that. So that is the reason why they move away from importing, and that's why NNPC now put all the strategy.
They didn't have the required forex to do that.
Forex,
but who should have?
It's central bank working with NNPC.
Yes,
I mean
it's still the
government.
Market. Okay.
Now, when they are buying at 360, 370, now you want to go and import a product that is even at that part, at that exporting gate, is still expensive, because you remember that the crude oil price is rising. At the same time, when you now go and buy that product at that expensive, at high level of forest in Nigeria, you know how much it will come back in Nigeria. So at the end of the day, you are importing a product, getting to the filling station at 320 naira per liter. So who bear the consequences? And that is the reason why they move away from importing.
Okay, so I want us to look at it from this angle. Some people think it's a political thing.
Yes.
Some actually think it could actually be a way to frustrate the present government. So in your own opinion, how would you say? Because we're tired.
The problem was caused by NNPC unpreparedness. Unpreparedness.
You are saying for the one that happened recently?
Yes.
Okay.
is this problem we are in now was due to lack of foresightness of NNPC management. Usually, we know that at the period of Yuletide, especially even in any other period, not to talk of Christmas or end of the year, things normally get out of hand, and that's what the union leader said. The winter period, at that time, demand for refined products usually very high, and before that time, and that is what NNPC used to do, stockpiling products before the end of the year, 3 months ahead of that period. Unfortunately, the strike called by Pen Ganza exposed the inefficiency that took place around that time. Because of that strike, people start stockpiling fuel. The available stock that they have decided bringing it out, and at the end of the day, there was no product available, and that was caused the problem.
The whole exposure.
Yes.
All right, it's still Galaxy Television, and we are looking at the fuel subsidy saga. Just to let you know that you can be a part of this conversation, numbers will now be scrolled in front of your screen, and you can actually send SMS to that number if you have a contribution, a comment, or question on this fuel subsidy saga. How can we move forward? How is it biting you as a Nigerian? And you can also interact with us on our various social media platforms using the hashtag Galaxy Today on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and we will do justice to your comments. All right, it's still Galaxy Television. We will join Abuja in a matter of minutes, but before we do that, let's hear what the Minister of State for